Good evening. We are in front of the Votive Chapel, dedicated to the 109 people from Palazzuolo who died during the First World War. This chapel was built in 1922 by Titokini and his son Tito. The decoration was commissioned by the municipality of Palazzuolo in 1919, and the opening took place 3 years later on the 4th of November. First of all, here we can notice the gate, work of a local artist, Donato Donatini, also known as the blacksmith poet. The chapel wasn't placed here by chance, but because in this place, on the 4th of November 1918, the major and lawyer Ferdinando Galeotti read the victory bulletin. Therefore, it was decided to remember the local died soldiers in this place. In the beautiful ceramic commemorative plaque, that was also built by the Chini family from Borgo San Lorenzo, are written the names of those who lost their lives for the nation. The mosaic decoration that surrounds the plaque is a floral decoration, and it is inspired by the early 900s Austrian avant-garde. The brushstroke that will be recognized by the experts is similar to the one used by the contemporary artist Adolfo Guild. We can also notice the really beautiful pomegranate, an old symbol of immortality and eternal life. It's a multi-millennial symbol that had its roots in the Old Testament. Below the plaque, there are the really interesting knots of love, or Savoyak knots, one of the symbols of the royal family. Below this geometrical decoration, we can find the word present, since all the soldiers who gave their life for the nation will be always remembered in the present. This other commemorative plaque is really interesting. It substitutes a mosaic painting where were depicted two soldiers and was probably painted by Titokini. This plaque is dedicated to the people who died in the Second World War, and so not only the soldiers but also the citizens who maybe died in a massacre of Crespino in 1944. The chandelier is also interesting. It costed 300 lire and was bought with the money offered by the women who lost their husbands in the war and the mothers who lost their sons. Among the mothers, we remember Albina Benelli, who lost her son Antonio during the Second Battle of Isonzo in June 1915. This is the ceramic plate of Titokini. Some years ago, the association Palazzuolo per le Arti commissioned its restoration and decided to place it here, near the chapel. Probably, originally, this plate was placed in the Palazzo dei Capitani. However, the association thought it would be wise to place it here, near the chapel for the fallen, which is a work of the same artist. Good evening. We are near the entrance of the old Jewish ghetto of Palazzuolo. The Jews lived in Palazzuolo from the end of the 15th century to the mid-16th century. They were allowed to collect the transit fee between Toscana and Emilia-Romagna when Palazzuolo was under the jurisdiction of Castrocaro and Terra del Sole. The Jews were present in this place until 1950, when Cosimo de' Medici I decided to expel them from their activities. Before entering, we can notice the inscription written in 1797 by the local reactionaries. It says, "L'Italia pianse e l'Africa non rise." It is a fierce accusation to the occupation of Napoleon in Italy, after the campaign in Egypt a year before. The signs of the Jewish presence in this place are faint. One of the most significant ones is the walled window that we can see here, that, unlike all the other local windows, has, rather than a flat lintel, a rounded arch that supports it. Probably this is the last remaining evidence of the old house of worship of this small community.